I am Pardeep Kaul, lecturer in chemistry, and we are here with uh, a unit of 12th class, that is general principles and processes of isolation of elements. In the last lecture, we just gave you an introduction of the topic. We discussed some basic things like elements, their classification, metals, non-metals, and the presence of elements in lithosphere, in atmosphere, in hydrosphere. Now, today, I will discuss with you regarding mineral, ores, and then we shall take up the extraction. So today's topic will be extraction of metals. Now, since as far as extraction is concerned, we can extract elements both, that is metals and non-metals. First, let me take non-metals into consideration. As far as non-metals are concerned, non-metals are reduced from their like chloride ions, like fluoride ions, like bromide ions. So their extraction is very simple. What we do, we extract them by a process known as oxidation. For example, in this case, chloride ion that has been treated with water in aqueous state, and this process is known as electrolysis. So non-metals are extracted by a process known as electrolysis, and on electrolysis what happens in this process? We get hydroxyl ions, then we get hydrogen and our desired product, that is chlorine. So we have extracted chlorine. Similarly, other non-metals can also be obtained by this method, that is by electrolysis by oxidation. Now, while doing this process, while going for electrolysis, one thing is to be kept in mind, that the potential difference must be maintained at 2.2 volt. This is important. While doing electrolysis, potential difference must be maintained at 2.2 volt. By this method, we can extract non-metals like oxygen, nitrogen, noble gases. These non-metals can be extracted by just reducing, by oxidizing, by a process known as electrolysis. Now coming to our main topic, that is metals. Now coming to extraction of metals. Now we extract metal from their respective ores. For example, we have aluminum. There are so many ores of aluminum, and chief ore, the main ore of aluminum is bauxite, whose chemical formula is Al2O3 thrice water. That is, this is hydrated form of this ore. Similarly, as far as iron is concerned, iron too has many these ores like hematite, magnetite, siderite, iron pyrites. For example, let me take hematite. Hematite is the chief ore of iron. Hematite, having molecular formula Fe2O3. I am just giving you one example of each these ores. Similarly, copper. Copper has many ores like copper glance, copper pyrites, malachite. For example, malachite. Let me take one example. Malachite having molecular formula CuCO3 and CuOH whole twice. Then coming to zinc. Zinc too have many these ores like zinc blende, then calamite, zincsite. For example, calamine. Calamine is one of the ores of zinc having molecular formula ZnCO3, that is zinc carbonate. Then coming to manganese. Manganese has two ores like pyrolusite and bonite. Let me take an example of pyrolusite. Pyrolusite having molecular formula, this is oxide ore basically. This is oxide ore of manganese. Now coming to calcium. The main ore of calcium is limestone and gypsum. Limestone having formula calcium carbonate, CuCO3. Then we have gypsum. This is also an ore of calcium having molecular formula calcium sulfate and 2 molecules of water of crystallization. Then we have mercury. Mercury has sulfide ore known as cinnabar. Cinnabar having molecular formula HgS. Then we have lead. Lead has also an ore known as galena having molecular formula PbS. So these are some common metals and their ores. Now what we do in extraction, we take one of the ores of a metal and then we follow certain steps. Those various steps that we undertake for extraction of the metal from their respective ore is known as metallurgy. So for metallurgy, certain processes are to be undertaken. For example, some common steps are crushing. Crushing is common step. In this step, what we do, we take an ore of the metal, for example, bauxite ore of aluminum, hematite ore of iron, one of the ores for which we are going to extract. We are going to undertake extraction. What we do, we take the ore, we crush it into a fine powder. And this crushing is done by mechanical methods using jaw crushers. So jaw crushers are used, as the term itself indicates, that your ore is crushed in this process. So as a result, we get an ore known as powdered ore. So first step is very simple. In this step, we take the ore, we crush it using jaw crushers, and as a result, powdered ore is obtained. Then second step is concentration. These are general methods. By word concentration, we mean that what we do, we take the powdered ore. Now this powdered ore contains two components. One, the metal which is to be extracted, and impurities that may be present in that. And those impurities are known as gangue, G-A-U-N-G-E, gangue. So metal and gangue, they both combine, that is, they constitute the powdered ore. So now concentration is done by various methods. That depends upon the nature of the metal and the nature of the gangue. Their nature. By nature we mean, for example, one of them may be soluble in one solvent and other may not be soluble. Nature, for example, one of them may be metallic, the other one may be non-metallic. So it depends upon the nature of the metal and the gangue that which method of concentration has to be undertaken, because there are various methods of concentration. For example, let me take first example. One method, that is, this is magnetic method, magnetic separation. Now, how this is done? This is done for those ores where metal has metallic, that has a metallic nature, but one of these should be magnetic in nature, either metal or the gong. So what we do, we just spread the powdered ore like this on a sheet, plain sheet of paper or plain sheet of other metal. Then what we do, we take the magnet, we just rub it over the powdered ore. What happens? All magnetic gong gets stuck to the magnet, and as a result gong particles are removed. This can be vice versa also. For example, the powdered ore has magnetic metal and non-magnetic gong, so gong can be removed. It can be opposite of this also. So this method of separation, this method of concentration is used for door where one of these is magnetic. Then we have another method of concentration also, for example, gravity separation. What we do in gravity separation? In this method, those ores are concentrated, only those ores where the gong particles, the gong matter can be washed away by water. So what we do in gravity separation? We pour water, we pour stream of light, this stream of this water with greater force, so that gong particles get washed away. Such a method of concentration is known as gravity separation. Then we have one more method of this concentration, that is froth flotation. Now the question is, which ores are concentrated by froth flotation method? As the term indicates, froth is formed. Now what we do, we take a particular solvent should be such that gong should get dissolved into it, and that should form the froth, that is foam. Gong should form the froth, whereas metal will remain here. So this method of concentration is known as froth flotation method. So what we do in froth flotation method? In this method, we take a suitable solvent. By suitable solvent, I mean that this solvent should be such that gong should form the froth and metal should remain in the solvent. Then we filter it. On filtering, or no need of filtering, we can just remove this froth, and as a result, that those gong particles are removed. So this is one more method of concentration. Then coming to, there is another method of this concentration, that is liquefaction method. Liquefaction. By liquefaction we means melting. Now what we do, this method of concentration is used in those metals, in the extraction of those metals in which gong and the metal, they have different melting points. For example, melting point of metal, for example, melting point of metal is 100 degrees C, and that of gong is 50 degrees C. For example, what we do, we will give a temperature of 50 degree. At this temperature, what will happen? Gong will melt and we will remove that, and as a result we will get concentrated metal. So this is liquefaction method. So liquefaction method depends upon the difference in the melting points of gong and metal. Then we have one more method of concentration, leaching. Now what we do in leaching? In leaching, we concentrate those ores in which one of them means either the metal or the gong is soluble in a particular solvent. If we take a particular solvent, suppose we take a particular solvent, what happens? One of them, for example gong, that gets dissolved into it, that is soluble, and metal remains insoluble. Then we filter it, and as a result we get a concentrated ore. So while doing concentration, one of these methods is conducted. That depends upon the nature of the metal and the nature of the gong. So depending upon the nature of the metal and the gong, we decide that which method of concentration, only one method is taken for concentration. So this is second step of metallurgy, crushing and then concentration. Coming to third step. Third step is calcination. Now what is calcination? Calcination means heating the ore. Which ore? The ore obtained in the second step, that is concentrated ore. Heating the concentrated ore in limited supply of oxygen. In limited supply of oxygen or absence of oxygen. When we heat a concentrated ore in a limited supply of oxygen or in absence of oxygen in certain containers known as calcinators. Calcinators. This process is known as calcination. So what happens in calcination? In calcination, impurities like moisture, if there is moisture present in the concentrated ore, that is removed. Similarly, if there are some volatile impurities, then we undertake calcination. So this is all about calcination. Then coming to next step of metallurgy or extraction, that is roasting. Roasting means again heating the ore in excess of air. While as calcination was either in absence of air or in limited supply of air. But as far as roasting is concerned, roasting is a method of heating the ore in excess of air. Now what happens as a result of roasting? As a result of this roasting, impurities like oxygen, they get removed from the ore. Then coming to one more step, another step, that is extraction of the metal. Now we get either calcinated ore or roasted ore. Now from that ore there may be certain impurities still present in them. For that purpose we extract the metal from the ore which we have obtained as a result of roasting or as a result of calcination. Now this method, that is extraction, this is a long process. We will be taking it in the next lecture. And after extracting, the final step is refining. In refining, before refining, the metal that we get, that is not 100% pure. That may be say 90% pure. So the 10% impurities that are still present here, they are removed by a method known as refining. Refining has also many these ways. There are many ways of refining. We shall take these two, that is extraction of metal and the refining, in the next lecture. So it is all for today. Thank you very much.